Hi guys, my name's John. I'm a family man. I'm a Christian. I work hard. I've had a job most of my life. I have 3 beautiful kids that are doing good in school, good grades. I have a son that works for me. I have a daughter that takes care of me, cooks my food, cleans my clothes, takes care of our home. So you would say, in the terms of the world's understanding, that I'm a pretty successful guy, pretty upstanding. I have a nice pair of pants on. Name brand. I'm wearing a really expensive shirt, a button-up shirt. So when you look at me and hear my story, you assume that's a good guy. That's a guy that he's got his life together and he's a good man. And I am. I'm a good man. And I believe that people should be treated fairly. I believe that there's a lot of judgment in this world. There's a lot of things that people see on the outside when they open a book. Actually, before they even open the book, they see the hair, they see the clothes, they see where you live. I live in a nice house. I have it all together. Everything's really good. No problems in the world. Nothing's ever happened to me bad. I don't have a story. I'm just somebody with a nice outfit on that's telling you that I'm here and I'm doing well. And I want to say, most of what you see is completely true. Actually, the most important thing that I mentioned is true. I'm a Christian. I am a believer. But there's something you should know about me. And I'm going to speak for those of you, for the whole world. I'm speaking for you, for everyone out there, not for me. That sometimes what you see when you perceive somebody, what your vision of successful or acceptable for your child, for you parents that have kids that are old enough to date, what you consider acceptable for them, what's good for their life, may not be what's really good for their life. So there's another side to the story. I'm still that same person you saw. Now, same person that has the same good family, the same good morals, who doesn't steal from people, who doesn't lie to people, who tries to love everyone even if they haven't loved me back, the person that's forgiving, the person that talks to my kids about God, I'm the person that tries to do good by my family, by my friends, by my kids. By pretty much anyone I come in contact with. I'm the same guy. I look different to you now. And for those of you who don't know me, it might be a surprise. I do look this way. I do have holes in my ears. I hear this statement all the time about tattoos, for example. They say it says in the Bible tattoos are bad, it's a sin. Well, according to that same doctrine that you speak about, it says in that same Bible that basically no sin is greater than the next. So assuming I were sinning, the fact that you're judging me for my sin, or that you sin yourself because all people sin, puts you in the same realm of my so-called sin for a tattoo. But, not to get off track, I just want to say that if you read that Bible, for those of you that are so quick to lash out and speak about what it says, you would keep it in context when I read it. It talks about marking the body for the dead, like in the pagan ritual. So I mean, and I'm not here to point out scriptures from the Bible. I'm saying for anyone to look at someone else's sin, and I think it says in Luke 6:37, "Judge not, and you not be judged." And Romans 3:23 says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." And what I would say is, rather than focusing on somebody, you know, if it's one of you guys at school, if someone looks different, if someone acts different, if someone is older or shorter or skinnier or fatter or whatever the case may be, you cannot decide that the person beside you is anything but who they really are. And so what I say is, you might, for you single people, you might have met the most wonderful person in the whole world, but you didn't take a second just to realize it. You might be talking to a saint. You might be talking to someone who you saw on a subway and they looked bad. They didn't look like the kind of person that you would want to associate with, or you'd want to bring into your family, or that you'd be proud to introduce them to your high-class friends. Well, the fact of the matter is, what I've noticed, and I'm not putting judgment out there, but I've noticed a lot of times those people who have that same stature, or that same look that I had just a few seconds ago, can just as often be the worst people you ever met. So rather than spending our days and our time looking at someone and deciding if they're the kind of person that you think is desirable, maybe we should take a look at ourselves and see if our inside is good. And if it is, we would only look at them and talk to them and notice their spirit, their heart. We wouldn't notice if they're black or if they're white or Asian or Indian or whatever, or short, fat, skinny, old, young. We would never look at somebody and perceive what we feel like we know. We've read that book when on ultimately, man, you just seen the cover. You haven't even read the first page. And I happen to be an upstanding citizen. I've never been put in jail. I don't do drugs, never have. I don't hit my kids every night. I didn't run around on my wife. I try to be there when people need me. My kids are doing good in school. I spend time with my kids. I don't raise my voice. I don't use profanity around my kids. The point I'm getting at is not that I'm perfect, because no one is. We all fall short of the glory. But my point is, I think I'm a pretty valuable person in God's eyes, just like you are. And so what I'm going to do is take the next interaction with somebody as important, and no matter how they look, no matter how they act, I am going to know that I don't know their story, and I'm going to trust God. You should too. Guys, the moral of the story is, after the last 7 minutes I've been talking, is don't judge a book by its cover. And ultimately I want you guys to know that in the end, it's all about love. Love is everything. That's what God is. He's love. And so if you want to be a good person, try to love people. Try to genuinely just love people. I love you guys.
Love you too.